Hello, and welcome to Joanne's Healing Within. I am Joanne Angel Barry Cologne, your certified personal trainer, intuitive healer, cosmic energy reader, mother, and wife, and I'm here to help you see yourself as your best self. I'd like to remind you to take a minute to share, like, and comment for today's show. And I'm just going to give a shout out to all of our sponsors because we have a handful of them. I need my notes for this. We have Good Chi Feng Shui LLC, who's going to help you feng shui your office space and home. And this time of year, we're moving into fall, so it's a great time of year to really get rid of the summer clothing, although that means we have to admit to the fact that summer is over. Although we do have, I think, a week left of summer on the calendar, so wear the shorts, wear the tank tops as long as you want, but eventually clear out the closet, get the fall stuff prepared, and declutter what no longer serves or no longer fits you. And I'm not just speaking about clothing, speaking about people, places, and all other things in between. And also for your office space as well, because as we move into the fall energy, you want to attract new clientele into your space. So you want to let go of the things that no longer serve, clean out the files so you have new open space for new clients to come in to take up the space of the old clients. So that's what Feng Shui is going to help you with. Then we have Sherry Simpson, who is our transformational life coach. She's going to help you transform from within and clearing out all of the things that do not serve you anymore, such as whether you're not feeling worthy enough or you just don't have the self-esteem to push through something or the confidence to do just that. She's going to clear the cobwebs of that to help you raise your vibration so you can see your self-worth, see yourself as a better version of who you are, and that will also help you to attract a different clientele and different people into your life as well, not just relating to career, but also relating to your personal life as well, where after all, if you are looking to attract that perfect person in your life, you may need to make some changes to do that. Then we also have Nick Rafter. He's our real estate agent, and he's going to help you find that perfect apartment or home once you've done all the cleansing and feng shuiing within yourself. So connect with him as well. Then, as usual, we have the City of Light Sanctuary. They are accepting donations because they are in the midst of looking to build a building so they can enhance and bring in more healers to do more healing work and classes and etc. So for more information about that in reference to where to send your donation, feel free to reach out to me, and you can reach out to me at my cell phone, 646-236-9155. Now, I like to set the energy for today with our chakra balance numerology cosmic energy forecast deck. And yes, I know that's a mouthful, so I actually shorten it down to cosmic energy readings. And here's our deck. And I just want to give a quick shout out to my sister Donna C. Barry for the photography that she blessed me with her beautiful full moon photos, and my guest for today who actually designed my deck, which is Rosie. We're going to get to her in a minute. But right now, let's focus in on the energy for today. Whoops, cards are flying. What I like you to do is I like you to take a moment just to close your eyes. And as you close your eyes, I like you to think about one thing you would like to gain some clarity on. Maybe a chakra that needs your attention, or what affirmation you might want to hear for today. Or, which is one of my favorite things, what number is following you, looking to give you a message, because numbers are energy and numbers literally provide a vibration to help you with guidance. So shuffling up our cards and more shuffle, and I'm feeling the pull here. Again, just showing you the back of the card. And this card has been following my group for past week and a half. I'm going to show you it is upside down, up right now. And the message here is karmic completion. And this was actually in my Friday intuition reading that I give on Friday evenings. So those of you who are interested in learning more about my Friday intuition, feel free to follow me on my page, and you'll get to learn more about that, where you get to pull a card and see what kind of insight shows up for you. But going back to our card now, the karmic energy completion is basically saying some sort of karmic energy that you've been going through for whether it's a 6-month period, a year, some even 3 years. You have completed it. You have learned something in the process over the last year or 3 years, and you're letting go of that pattern, because that's what karmic energy is about. Patterns that constantly keep repeating themselves because we need to learn them. And sometimes they come in different layers of patterns. It's not as though It's the same pattern. It may show up, it may look the same, but has a different vibration to it. And when that does occur, that's letting you know there's a karmic energy that you need to complete. And our card today is letting you know that you have completed something. And ironically enough, when we think about completion, let's think about September, which is that 9 energy. The energy that we're in for the month of September, the entire month, the 30 days of September, is all about letting go, decluttering, and transforming. And when we think about transforming, it means we completed something. So that's what this energy is all about. Let's move into the chakra. The chakra numbers, the chakra color is all about the red energy. And as we know by now, it's all about the root energy, connecting to earth, getting ourselves grounded, feeling our feet on the floor. Sometimes we may feel overwhelmed by too much going on right now, or distracted, or dizzy for that matter, which might be a physical experience that you may actually have going on. So if you are feeling physically dizzy or just not being able to get yourself centered and grounded, it's an indication that your root chakra needs a little help, a little guidance. So I would recommend allowing yourself to get outside into nature, getting your feet into the grass, or what I truly love to do is go hug a tree. I literally love hugging trees. In fact, I have a beautiful tree right across the street from my business. He's got a gorgeous little face on him, and I literally go outside every so often when the neighbors are not watching, and I have a conversation with him. And why do I do it when the neighbors are not watching? I don't want them to think I'm a little crazy. Anyway, no judgment going on here. So again, getting that red root chakra really connected to the earth to help you get grounded. Because once your root chakra is literally grounded and flowing, you're going to feel more productive. You're going to be able to focus on whatever it is you're looking to let go of. You're going to be able to feel balance with your mind, body, and spirit. And in addition, your emotions will be balanced as well. So that's a biggie. So now let's look at our numerology. The number that's going to be following us throughout today, maybe tomorrow, the days to come, is that 1 energy. And that 1 energy is knowing that there's a new door that you're going to be opening. And what I like to encourage you and invite you to do is every time you open up a door, whether it's the front door of your house or the door to your office or the door to the grocery store, any door, think of that door that you open as a new opportunity that you're walking into. And the possibilities of meeting different people as you walk into that new door. Every moment of your life is a new opportunity of meeting somebody brand new, as the same way as every moment of your life is a new opportunity to changing the way you think about yourself. So that's that 1 energy for today. I do hope this resonated with you. And should you be interested in receiving your own one-on-one reading, Cosmic Energy Forecast reading, feel free to reach out to me. I recommend texting. And when you do text, all you gotta do is put your name down, say you're interested in the reading, 30-minute or 60-minute, and I will get back to you and let you know my rates, send you my PayPal, and we can get a reading going. That number is 646-236-9155. We're gonna take a quick commercial break, and when we come back, I'm gonna have my guest with me.
I'm Nick Rafter, founder and owner of Nick Rafter Real Estate. If you've ever bought, sold, or rented a home in the New York area, you know how difficult a process that can be. But that's where I come in. With years of experience and knowledge of the New York rental and sales market, I can help you navigate the difficult process of renting, selling, or buying a home. Let me help you find a place to be here in New York, the best place to be.
Hello and welcome back to Joanne's Healing Within. If you're just tuning in, remember to share, like, and comment. And for those of you who are with me, we've just shared a lot of information about today's show in regards to our energy for the day, where it's all about we are on a path of completing karmic energy. And the number that's following us today is the number 1. So it's all about new beginnings. And I gave just a little tip to remember or think about every time you open a door, whether it's your front door of your house or your apartment or your office space, grocery store, whatever it is, think about opening up that door to a new opportunity and all the new people you're going to be meeting over the next month or so. So anyway, I'd like to introduce my guest for the day, Rosie. How are you?
Hi, Joanne.
How are you? Welcome back.
Happy to be here.
You've been here before.
I have.
Yes, yes,
and
yes.
I'm here in a new beginning.
Yes, yes, you are.
Yeah,
yes, you
of
are.
a different way that I'm going with my business.
Exactly, exactly. I don't even remember what you were here for the first time for.
For sleeping naked after 40.
Ah, that's right. That's right. You were showing
Yeah.
off that physique you had. You have,
Yeah.
for that matter, and yes, and all that you've done, in that storyline back then.
Right.
Yeah, so that's awesome, and maybe later we'll share that a little brief about
Sure.
it. But we'll get to see a commercial at one point. So anyway, while you're here today, in reference to, talk to me about your inner gift and how important it is to you.
Well, that's been I feel like that's kind of my calling, is to help people uncover theirs.
Now, what's an inner gift? Let's go with that first.
Okay, so the thing you're really good at, the
Ah.
thing you've always been good at, but a lot of times we don't know what that is, or we think that the things that come easy to us aren't that important or that valuable because it's so easy to us. We think everyone could do it. But it's usually that thing that we love to do as a kid that people tell us we're good at all the time. And it might just be the thing that we say we don't put so much value to because, because we think everyone does it.
Because we're good at it, so
Yeah.
we figure everybody else will
Right,
be good at
exactly.
it. Oh, okay, okay. Yes,
And when
yes.
you don't, you're always searching for something if you're not, really in tune with your gift. Because then you never feel fulfilled.
Yes. So it's almost like your purpose.
That's it.
There we go.
Exactly.
Exactly,
Yeah.
exactly. And how many of these viewers out there either know what their purpose is or is in the process of trying to figure out their purpose?
Yeah. And I
So-
think that's one of the things too, is that there's so many people searching for, I don't know what I'm supposed to do. I don't know what my purpose is. But if you sat long enough and thought about it, it would come to you.
Yes, yes, yes.
But it's also that we have so many things blocking it too. There's so many belief systems around it.
And then also obligations that most people feel that they, rather than stepping into their gift, they might be thinking, well, I can't possibly step into my gift. I got to pay bills.
Exactly. Right.
Yeah.
So all those limiting beliefs that hold us back, like, no, I really can't do that. I'm too old to do that. I don't have enough money to do that. Don't have enough time to do that. That becomes the thing that stops us. But then we're always in pain or struggling when we're not doing what we're
Yes.
supposed to be doing.
Exactly,
But
exactly.
I just think of imagine if when you went to school, they say, well, what do you love to do the most? And then you got to do that. Versus, what thing makes the most money? Or what thing does my mother want me to be, or my father want me to be?
Exactly. Or just the traditional hand-downs of what the family members did, that, I should follow in their footsteps and do the same thing.
Right.
And then spend, let's say, 15, 20 years doing that
Right.
and being completely miserable because
Right.
you're doing something you truly do not
Right.
like. And 90% of the time is when we are doing something we truly don't like is because it's not our purpose. It's not our gift, our
Right.
internal gift.
Exactly.
And I think you and I can agree that we're all born with a gift.
Absolutely.
God has given every one of us
Right.
something that we're supposed to really use
Right.
as our source of income to receive income from.
Right.
Which may seem for the viewers very weird to say, well, my gift is supposed to provide me with abundance. Like, how's
Right.
that even possible?
Right. And I say that our only job while we're here is to give our gift. So then that's super powerful, because then you say, wait a minute, if you're not giving your gift, you're really, the world loses out when
Sure.
you don't.
Sure.
When you're not sharing your brilliance.
Yes, definitely, definitely. So in reference to how did you come to find out what your gift was and what you loved? Or love, rather.
So the little term in my business, I've always been super creative from the time I was little. I was always making things, and I've always made things. And the past, for years I tried to say, I've made businesses out of making things. I've had a hat making business, I've made clothing, I've done calligraphy, I make things.
So yeah, it sounds like you're very creative,
Right.
And your creativity is what has
It
brought
drives me. I mean,
Yes.
it drives me. And if I'm with like whoever, like people that know me really well, when I'm with them, I'm like coming up with all these ideas. My mother will always say to me, "Oh my God, here she goes again," because I'm like, "Oh, we could do this and we could make this."
Yes.
But it fires me up and it gets me so excited.
Exactly.
So,
And I wanna point out to the viewers just that. How you know what your gift is it literally brings up the fire and the excitement within you.
Right.
That you get so excited that like right now for just a minute here as I'm sitting with Rosie, I literally felt like I was sitting here with a 10-year-old talking to
Right.
me about how excited you were.
Right.
For just 1 minute, I literally saw your inner child rolls up
Right.
with excitement just by
Exactly.
talking about what you're talking about.
Exactly, and that's exactly what we're saying about that's the thing you want to bring out.
Exactly.
Before people told you to shut up and you can't do that and that's not
Yes.
going to be good enough and right.
Yes, because
So,
literally,
yeah.
I mean, as you're sitting here, I'm like,
So,
oh,
yeah, you
the
felt it.
10-year-old self just showed up. Like, oh my God.
Yeah.
So that's very
Right.
powerful. And it's also important too, because I think as we become adults, we sort of forget about our inner child.
Right.
And our inner child suffers
Oh.
because
for sure.
they don't have a voice anymore. They get lost.
Yeah,
So by
for sure.
tapping into that gift, it brings up your inner child, and
Yeah.
your inner child gets to show up a little bit more.
Right.
And then the inner child starts to feel more worthy,
Right.
more loved.
Yeah.
And that heals the inner child, and along with healing the inner child, I mean, it heals all the wounds that's attached.
Right.
And then we get to actually live a healthy, happy lifestyle.
Right.
So that's powerful.
Yeah.
Yeah, very powerful, very powerful. So how important is creativity to you to you and your health?
I mean, creativity for everyone. I mean, we're born creative. I mean, we're creating we create everything. We create all day long. And I think some people get caught up in, they'll say things, "Oh, you're so creative, I'm not creative." But everyone's creative because whether you're in the kitchen cooking or even in the way you're talking to someone or even in the way you dress, you're bringing out your creativity. And if you push it down, and even going around saying, "Oh, I'm not creative," is
Yeah. It's just that.
saying
Is.
something awful about yourself.
It's just that. It's just
Right.
like, oh my God, what do you mean you're not creative? Because everyone is creative in one way or another.
Right.
And I forget who I heard this from. Maybe Steve Harvey, I'm not even sure. But creativity could be any form from, let's say, whether it's, drawing, painting, what you do, which I don't want to give it away yet, singing, dancing, creating clothing, whatever it might be.
Cooking.
Cooking?
Right.
Yes, cooking. I forgot about cooking because I don't
Yeah.
do much of that.
Yeah. Right. We kind of think of it as a chore, but we can but that's the whole point. You can
Yes.
bring your creativity even into every single meal.
Exactly.
So it's like bringing it everywhere because it's the fire in you.
Exactly.
It's that excitement.
Exactly. So I want to let the viewers know my beautiful deck that I have here, that I use for my card readings, which is my chakra balance, numerology, cosmic energy, forecast deck, a mouthful. Rosie's there's a designer to it, and her and I had so much fun with it.
But it was a lot of fun.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun, and I don't want to go into like the questions that you're going to be asking me,
Yeah.
so I'm just going to leave it at that. But it was just a lot of fun to do and to have them in my hand.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
And that's the whole thing. So how I came upon this card deck thing was, well, I have books and I have journals that I've made had made for my business, and then I made card decks. But I always loved them because I felt like they were just small little bites of really useful information, like golden jewels and nuggets, right? And easier to have than a book. Well, your situation's a little more unique because you do something even more like special
like
with them.
woo.
Right.
like, woohoo.
Right. But any business could have a deck, and anyone that's sharing their business or giving their gift can have a deck of cards to use. So as I was making for myself, people like you, I would just be online talking about them, never trying to sell them, but other than to
Promote what
make them
you were
for
doing.
myself.
Yes, yes.
And people would ask me, "Oh, how do you do that? Can you show me how to do that? Can you make them for me?" How I came to make yours.
Yes.
But
I couldn't even imagine making my own deck of cards.
and that's what most people say. Well, how do you even do that?
To literally be able to, I can't even imagine.
Yeah, and everyone says that because what I realized though, I'm like, to me it seems really easy.
Yes.
I'm like, it seems really easy, but then I think back to because I was always making products, so I understand the production of things, how to put things together, all the different components it takes from
Yes.
putting together a dress or putting together a hat. You know, that there's so many components. So cards have like their own little house,
Yes. Oh, yes.
right? So
Yes.
there's a lot of components that go to it. Like you experienced it because there was always like decisions that you had to make along the way.
Yeah. Oh, yes. Decisions.
You were very
and
good
there
at,
was
by the
decisions.
way. So when you were making your decisions, because you would have to pick the font, the color, the size, the
Yes.
many things, how you wanted to package, what you wanted this beautiful velvet
Yes.
bed. How you,
Let me
I
show
was
the
very
velvet.
surprised at how quickly
The velvet.
you
Beautiful velvet.
you never were like, well, I'm not sure. You were like, that's it. Your
Yes.
decision was like, boom.
Yes. Yes.
Did you consult? Well, who did you consult for
Well,
those answers?
well, I think a lot of it, and interesting enough, I don't think I consulted with anybody physically.
Right.
I think I literally consulted with my intuition,
is
and I
awesome.
had my mom guiding me the whole way, where it was just like one of those things. And I know for myself, on my personal level, if you give me too many options, it gets way too confusing. So it's like, okay, when you gave me the first strip of colors, like I think it was first 3 strips of colors, my mind was like, okay, this is this, and like, can we mix and match it? If we can, this is going to be
Right.
perfect. And that's how I was able. Whereas when you said to me, oh, I'm going to send you some more, I'm like, no, we're good with this. Let's play with this, because if you send me more, it gets overwhelming.
Right.
Because too much is like, and, if you give me 100
Right.
different options, it's like, how the heck am I going to pick out of 100 different options?
Right.
So for me, the less is better. And I was able to say, okay, this is what I liked. And
Yeah.
that's why it was just so
yeah,
easy.
I was very impressed that you were so like boom, boom, boom.
Yes.
Which, that's good when you trust your intuition, right?
Yes.
That's like a whole other
yeah.
topic, right?
Well, I think as a healer, I mean, it's important
You
for me
have
to
to.
trust
Yeah,
my
people are
intuition,
counting on
because
you
a
for that.
lot of people out there are counting on my intuition being
Yeah,
right,
that's
or
true.
on point to some degree.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yes. So yes. But what we're going to do is I'd like you to share with the viewers how they can reach you, because we're going to take a quick commercial break afterwards.
Okay.
So share with them.
Oh, okay. So you can reach me at queenofcarddecks.com.
That's simple enough. And there's her information there. Very nice. So we're going to take a quick commercial break. And when we do, I think we're going to flip it a little bit, where Rosie's going to be asking me some questions. So we'll be right back.
Those dark nights of the soul, they suck. But anyway, we come out of them, and I'm going to share with you what mine look like and the tools I use to stay grounded, centered, and really present no matter what's going on around me. Don't forget to tune in, Strong Island TV with Joanne Angel Barry Cologne's show.
Hi there, my name is Sherry Simpson. I am a transformational life coach. I healed an autoimmune disease of the thyroid called Graves' disease, and I like to help people heal themselves now. I did this completely naturally using many methods, and I believe connecting into my spirituality really had a huge impact for me. So I like to help people get to the root cause of issues, and I do that by allowing you to tap into your higher self and by asking your subconscious and your higher self questions about what it is that you need to do to heal. So I look forward to connecting with you soon. Namaste.
Hello and welcome back to Joanne's Healing Within. If you're just tuning in, remember to share, like, and comment. And you're going to probably have to go back to the replay or the YouTube video to catch all of what you've just missed, because we've shared a lot of information. Too much to share now, but we're going to be going into our next part, our next segment. So, Rosie, you have some cards here. You want to share them?
I do. Yeah, so I these cards right here that I had made for myself are called my I Am Power Connectors.
I love those cards.
So they're just words, and so look at this, I am creativity.
All right, so how about you read that one to the viewers?
Okay,
and if you
so-
want to grab a pen and paper for this one, just to jot down what it says, feel free to.
It's pretty appropriate that it popped right up there. So on the back of these are little mantras, prayers, and the reason I wrote these cards, I want to share. My girlfriend was suffering with cancer, so she said to me, can you make me something that I'm just in the mornings when I get up and it's kind of dark and I need something to keep me. So I was visiting her in Florida, and literally on the way home on the plane in 2 hours, they came
Pouring out.
divine downloads because I was just ready to help her in whatever way, and it just came pouring out. So these cards were dedicated to her, and unfortunately,
nice.
she never got to see them.
Oh,
but
so
I know
sad.
she's.
But she is seeing them.
Yes.
Yeah, she is seeing them. I was
She
just
is,
about
so-
to say she is seeing them. She is.
Right. So
yes.
that's my
And
friend.
she's actually applauding.
Yeah, that's my
Yes.
friend Deborah Nelson Scheimer. So these cards are for her. But so this card, I am creativity. Creativity is my very essence. I am at every moment creating. I choose to make beautiful things that inspire, motivate, and enhance the world.
Nice.
So it
And
kind
you
of gives
do.
you a little oomph for your day.
Yes. So
yeah.
I would say obviously most people would use them first thing in the morning, or even like any part of the day where they just
Yeah.
need to lift their energy.
Right, and that's why I like cards, because you could stick them in your bag,
Yes,
and you
yes.
just say, oh, what? And the same way that you do yours, you have much more scientific stuff going on, underneath your readings.
Yes.
But this is just, you can also say, what card, what message do I need for today? And that's
Yes,
kind of what I
exactly.
suggest people do, and then just pull
Pull a
one,
card.
and it will almost every single time be the thing that you needed to hear for that day.
Yes, exactly. Well, that's one of the things about card readings. Whether it's my deck or your IM deck or even a tarot card deck, anything, you
Right.
pull one card out and it's always going to resonate with what it is you need to hear for that day.
Right.
Some sort of lesson you might need to know, or just one little word in there might just send off that little light bulb effect. And that's why card readings are really important.
So you were using another deck at some point
Yes,
before,
yes.
and then I actually was sharing online these cards, and when you saw them and when you contacted me.
Yes.
So I'm just curious, what made you want to have your own deck when you had a deck that was kind of like working for you?
Yes, yes. Well, interesting enough that you asked that question. And as I was on I think it was my very first show, if not my second show, if not both of them, as I was doing my card reading, I literally heard my mother whisper in my ear, "You need your own card deck." And on the show, I'm like, "Ma, this is not the time for this right now. I'm on my show and I have an audience and this and that." And she goes, "You need your own card deck." I said, "Can we get back to this later, please?" So I went about my show, and the second show, the same thing. And after the show was over, I sat quietly and I'm like, "Oh, Ma, tell me a little bit more about what I need this card deck for, and how am I designing a card deck?" I'm like, "What are we talking about?" And she goes, "You need a card deck because you cannot have your own TV show
Right.
and use someone else's deck.
Right.
It's just wrong," is what she said. "It's just wrong. You need to have your own." I was like, "Okay, that's great. But how am I going to, how am I designing this deck? Am I just going to get index cards and just whatever?" She goes, "You'll figure it out. You'll sit in quiet and it will come to you."
Wow.
And I said, "And that's what you're leaving me with?" And she goes, "You'll be fine. You'll figure it out. It will come to you." And came my third show. As I was in my show, all of a sudden, I think, I don't recall it for sure, but I know at one point or another, a full moon, there I was sitting in the full moon energy, and I'm like, my card deck, full moon photos, chakras, numbers. Oh my God, there's my deck.
Wow.
I was like, there was.
Yeah.
And there
That's
was.
amazing.
And I literally saw it. I called my sister up and I'm like, "Look," I said, "would you mind if I use some of your full moon photos?"
Yeah.
And her comment to me was, "Well, you have plenty of your own because you take pictures of full moons too." I'm like, "Okay, so I'll use some of mine." And I just had liked hers so much more. And I mean, secretly, I wanted to use hers more so because I wanted to sort of help her sort of shine because she's a great photographer.
Right.
So I wanted to help her shine. So I figured that's one way to get her to shine is by having her full moon photos and me
It's a
promoting
beautiful
her.
collaboration too,
Yes.
and it makes them even more special.
Yes.
So that's pretty fascinating, that the sitting in silence, which is one of the things. So I now have created a course to teach people how to do it themselves.
Yes, I've
Now,
seen that. Yes.
So they can do it themselves, or I can do it with them, or I can do it for them, which is what I did with you.
Yes, yes.
And
Because I think if I did it myself, I don't think I'd have my deck yet.
well, that's the thing. And and there's nothing wrong, and there's nothing wrong with that, because there are certain things that you just, I mean, you're busy doing your show and you have a lot of other things you're doing. So to go and do the learning curve of how to do it and actually put the time in,
Yes.
it's like you're doing other things.
Yes.
So that's a great option. But I forgot where I was going with that. What was I? I don't even know.
Maybe
where I was
showing
going.
a deck of
no,
cards.
in my
or-
no, actually, so in my course, one of the things I say is to not to force the idea, like the brainstorming part, like go take a walk in the park is one of the things I say.
Yes.
You know, like get still, because that's when, just like these cards that are very special to me and those that are very special, they're because they didn't just come from me trying to do something.
Yes.
They came, and so
Yes.
did actually my other self-love deck. It literally just, boom.
Yes.
You know, so it's almost like you say, oh, it came instantly, but you know, it's from all the years of building up and
Oh,
all
yes.
that.
Mhm,
But
yes.
just waiting for that makes them that much more powerful. So
Yes.
I mean, I love that.
Yes.
Um,
I always believe that when we allow ourselves to sit quietly, and when sitting quietly, you literally do get to hear something.
Right.
And as you hear it, you also get to see it.
Right.
You know, because I always suggest to people, sit quietly and close your eyes, because you'd be amazed at what you see and hear.
Right.
And I know that sometimes people are like, huh?
Right.
You're closing your eyes and you're sitting in quiet. So
Yeah.
what on earth are you hearing and seeing?
Right.
Or you're hearing and seeing a whole lot of
Yeah.
information, because it's just going to download
Right.
in you. And then
Right.
it's up to you to whatever you need to catch as it's
Yeah.
downloading is what you catch.
Yeah.
So it's powerful.
So you were able to experience your card deck of saying, okay, here's the things I have, here's what I want, and just seeing all the pieces. And you
Yes.
never saw, really, you saw proofs and things like that, but
Yes.
you never actually, what I did, I shipped them to you and you got to open the box and hold them in your hand. It was like
Yes.
so what did that feel like when you actually opened and saw them, that they were actually a real thing?
The only thing I could say to you is, which was similar, because when I wrote my first book, was almost a similar experience. Tears. The tears just stole out of my eyes. It was like, oh my God, they're in my hands. Like,
Right.
oh my God, like wow. Like I made my own deck of cards.
Yeah.
Like, who makes their own deck of cards?
Yeah.
You know, like when I talk to people about it, you know, and it's amazing because I carry my cards with me all the time. They're in my bag, and I'll talk to people about them all the time, and they're like, "You made your own deck of cards?" I'm like, "Yeah." They're like, "Really?"
Yeah.
I'm like, and I pull them out and I show
And
them.
that's the thing. It kind of stands you out
Yes.
of like the readings are just a little more special.
Yes.
But I want to can I just pick
Of
this up?
course you can.
This. So she said, I want a purple bag. So
I actually
went-
visualize. I actually
Well-
saw this in a meditation.
Well, let me just say, because this is not the easiest thing to find.
Yes.
You could find the plain velvet bag, you kind of a plain organza
Yes.
bag, but to have one that's actually
And I
see-through on the
literally
front so you
visualize
could
in a
see.
meditation. I was sitting quietly, and I had said to myself, "Okay, how do I want my cards to be displayed? Do I want them in a box? Like, how do I want them? Do I do I want them in a paper bag? What do I want them in?"
Right.
And I just saw this beautiful purple, and like in my mind, I was like, "Purple." I was like, "Purple? Why purple?" But then in my head, I was like, "Oh wait, well that makes sense because my show is
Yeah.
all about purple."
I mean-
so then then I
Look, you can't get more fabulous than
exactly.
that.
Exactly, and you know, and that's when I said to you,
Yeah.
I like it where at least the front is open so people can see what's inside,
Right.
and then something like a velvet, so it's a nice touch to it.
Yeah, I mean,
And-
it's just the most precious with the
Yes,
beads.
yes.
But so your card deck has, like mine do not. Mine has one card that gives instructions because it's just basically, but your
Exactly.
card deck has a book of instructions.
Yes.
Because you do something which I am always so like awed by it,
Mm-hmm.
but you actually started to teach people how to use your deck to help other people. So
Yes.
it's just spreading on. So
Yes.
tell me a little bit about what you're teaching a course on how to
use the cards?
How to use the cards.
Well, yeah. Well, actually, I've taught one course in reference to, for those who are interested in learning how to use the cards, but even more so, I'm an advocate of learning how to create additional cash flow in one's life, which is what my next book is all about, creative cash flow. And I think this is a great way for people to make a little extra money. Once they get confident enough where they can do a reading for somebody, that they can actually make money from it.
Right.
So And in order to do that, they'd have to feel comfortable enough to know what a chakra is, what numerology is, and the basic understanding. And yes, the book gives a definition to all the affirmations and what everything is, but then also teaching them how to trust their intuition. So it's the book is there for guidance, but not for you to really read. So it's really there to help you tap into your intuition. And that's what I teach in the course, is teaching them how to get connected with their chakras. So it's not just like reading the card, it's like learning what the actual color is and connecting to it yourself and working on how to heal that. Should it be blocked? And each card has a different color. And then learning how to connect with numbers, and then becoming more aware of the number energy. And it's amazing because the women who did take the course, I mean, they're so much more in tune with the numbers. They're constantly emailing me and sending me texts like, oh my God, I can't believe this number's showing up, and oh my God, I can't believe I see this, and my chakras and this and that. So, and that's the base of my course, is to really get each individual connected with their own chakras, the vibration of numbers, and affirmations. And it's just a fun thing. And then again, just being more connected with the moon.
Well, you have a lot. It was a really fun project because you had the beautiful moon pictures we had to select, then the beautiful chakra colors, and then the numbers, and so there's so many different components that went into like the true meaning behind your cards. So it was super fun for me, and like for us to create this together. Because you were involved every single step of the way. But we went from step to step to step, decision making, and a beautiful product at the end.
So for the viewers, let them know how they can reach you. So if they are looking to have their own deck made, or have you help them to make the deck, how do they go about that?
So if you go to queenofcarddecks.com, that's where you'll see all of exactly when the course is starting and what happens in the course. And if that's not exactly what you want, how you can add on some services, some personal services, because sometimes, like I said, we just get stuck, or we don't have the time, or just don't even want to do it.
Because again, if I had to do this myself, my deck would probably be still sort of in the air somewhere, waiting around, because I would be like, okay, I don't. When am I going to get the time to do? So yes.
And I think it's always important to reach out to the people that know that specific thing really well, and then you're just like, but working with the person so that you get at the end what you want. So I'm always very careful with my clients that I understand exactly what your vision is. It's not, my vision is not going to be your vision. So one of the things that I'm really, good at is getting like, what exactly do you picture it to be like at the end? So that there's not like you open the box, you say, do I have the wrong deck?
Exactly. So again, for the viewers, just give them your contact information.
Okay, so you can go to queenofcarddecks.com, or you can reach me at Rosie. Right there, rosie.batista
Sometimes we forget our own information. So yes, we're going to take a quick commercial break, and when we come back, I'm going to give Rosie a reading. So we'll be right back.
Those dark nights of the soul, they suck. But anyway, we come out of them, and I'm going to share with you what mine look like and the tools I use to stay grounded, centered, and really present no matter what's going on around me. Don't forget to tune in, Strong Island TV with Joanne Angel Barry Cologne's show.
Hi there, my name is Sherry Simpson. I am a transformational life coach. I healed an autoimmune disease of the thyroid called Graves' disease, and I like to help people heal themselves now. I did this completely naturally using many methods, and I believe connecting into my spirituality really had a huge impact for me. So I like to help people get to the root cause of issues, and I do that by allowing you to tap into your higher self and by asking your subconscious and your higher self questions about what it is that you need to do to heal. So I look forward to connecting with you soon. Namaste.
Hello and welcome back to Joanne's Healing Within. If you're just tuning in, we're going to be starting a card reading. I'm going to have Rosie shuffle the deck. And as she shuffles the deck, she's going to be asking a question out loud to something she needs clarity on. And when she's done, she's going to just pull one card out of the deck, hand it to me, and then I'm going to give her some guidance. What do you need? Ask that question out loud so we can all hear that major question.
Am I going to move to a new home?
Oh, okay, pull a card. Are you going to move to a new home? Are we staying in the area? Or are we relocating?
No, we're staying in the area.
Okay, so just so you get to see the back of the card. And I love when the cards give us guidance. It's called intuition. And we were literally just talking about intuition throughout our entire show. So now the viewers are saying to themselves, well, how does that answer the question? Well, intuition, which again, we all have intuition. And sometimes we overlook our intuition or we don't trust our intuition. And what the card is actually saying to Rosie is that she must use her intuition to find her answer. Because I can obviously give her her answer, but that takes away from her journey and what it is you're supposed to be working and learning throughout this process. So yeah, I can sit back and say, of course you're going to be moving. Or I can sit back and say, not at this time. But it's your intuition you got to work on. And tap into. And I always believe that when we ask the question, it's almost, we know the answer, we're just looking for confirmation.
Right, or maybe we don't want the answer.
Could it be that too? That too.
Yeah.
And notice that I asked you, when you asked the question, well, are you staying in the neighborhood? So yeah. So trusting your intuition to what it is. Now, again, even with the card reading we had in the beginning of the show, it was, I believe, the root chakra, about staying grounded. So we're back to here again. So for Rosie's card, and even for the viewers, because sometimes this resonates with you as well, is getting grounded. Getting grounded enough. And although I don't think you're not grounded, because I feel that with all the creativity you got going on, you're definitely grounded. But what I am definitely hearing is allowing yourself to focus in on what your new place is going to look like. Okay, and I think I gave away the answer in reference to intuition. Start visualizing what you want this new place to look like for you.
Right.
And that by focusing in, that's going to help you get grounded, if you're not grounded. But I do feel like you are grounded, okay, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay. And I have to
Makes a lot
say,
of sense, actually.
I'm intrigued by the number. Because we were just talking about how my cards came about and like spirit guide my mom, and besides her birthday being in October, she was born on the 24th. So so I feel like she's here with us, and she's guiding us. And when we think about that 2 and 4 energy, that 2 is about the partnership you have with yourself, and when we think about intuition, the partnership you have with your higher self. And taking it one step further, what I'm actually hearing is, and obviously you just had said one of your closest friends had passed. So she's obviously one of your angels. So calling on to her for guidance. So when you have those questions that you're not sure about the answer to, reach out to her. She's actually saying to you that, well, I'm here now, so I'm able to give you some guidance. So to call on her when you want that insight from her. Okay, and that's that too, that partnership with your angels. To call on them more so than you do. Okay, and then we have that 4 energy, which is all about stabilizing yourself. And I do believe that when you do decide to make that move, that's actually going to help stabilize you more so than what you already are. Like maybe for whatever the reasons are, you're not just feeling 100% in the space that you're in right now, and you're feeling that need to want to move. Because again, you have all this transition going on anyway with your business, where you have this new project going on, new business going on. Why not move the house too in the process? If you need a good realtor, call on Nick. So now when we get to 2 and 4 together, we have a 6 energy. The 6 is all about how you're nurturing yourself, how you're nurturing your those around you, and the healer within you. Because your cards are healing. It's helping to heal others. And when you're helping others to create their own cards, that's them healing others as well. So there's a lot of healing dominoes effects going on here is what I'm getting.
Yeah.
Okay, so from that 6 energy of just nurturing and healing yourself and healing others while what you're doing. And as you had mentioned earlier in our first segment, I think it was, or our second segment, it's all about really tapping into what your gift is, you know, and really using the gift, which you do, you know, and by using your gift, it also helps you to heal. You know, and I'm actually hearing that this number is more for the viewers, not so much for you, but for the viewers to really get to that place of understanding that when they do tap into their gift, whatever health issues they may have, once they actually use their gift, they will actually start to find that their health issues will start to decrease. Because by stepping into what we truly love doing, it's a domino effect of we start to feel better.
Totally.
And when we start to feel better, because I truly believe that when we're not feeling good on an emotional level, we don't eat well because we're looking for things to feed some emotions that we don't have. So once we actually are tapping into the gift, we start to feel better. We feel better, we eat better. We eat better, we want to move more.
Right.
We move more, we want to, you know, be sociable, you know, so
that's the whole, right? The holistic part of everything.
Yeah, it's like, and it's so interesting that you just said that, because talking about all this newness, I mean, just what is it now, 4 months now? I just changed my business name to Holistic Fitness from Fitness or Us.
Which I love.
And the holistic is with a W. And anytime people say, well, how do you spell your business name? And I tell them with a W, they're like, oh, that's so interesting. I'm like, yeah, because we're whole people.
Right.
We're not just, you know, our physical being or our mind or our emotions or our spiritual. We're all one.
And I love that name for you. It's because you do a lot of things.
Yes, yes.
So
which is why it was my calling to change my business name, because Fitness or Us just didn't take it anymore.
Only one
it was
part
like,
of what
it's just
you do.
one part. So yeah, so did this answer your?
Oh yeah, that was very helpful. Yeah, and also the relation to the root chakra, because as you were saying root chakra, I'm like, oh, and it's not that I'm not grounded, but sometimes I forget, not like.
Yes, yes. Yes.
Right. So.
Yeah. Well, I mean, and that's what happens when you're in your gift and you're doing your creativities, that it's almost like we get so overwhelmed that we have to remind ourselves, let's get grounded again.
Well, I know when I'm doing something creative, I don't stop to eat or pee or anything.
Yeah, exactly.
I just don't even know the time is passing.
Yes.
So I'm so in it. So, you know, there is a balance with that too, though. I do have to, you know, put the care. Right.
That's that 4 energy.
Yeah.
To reminding yourself to take care of your partnership with you. To take care of yourself, so when you are indulged with your creativity, to maybe setting the alarm clock and saying, okay, every 2 hours I have to take a break, you know, and grab that water, or bathroom break, gotta go, because I've been holding it for the last 8 hours, you know. So all those little things are important. So yes, being grounded is very important.
So how has having this like changed your business? I know you didn't sell $1 million worth of decks. That wasn't the goal.
No. That was not the goal, to sell $1 million worth of decks. But hey, it would have been a nice goal. Hey, I might decide to reach that down the road. But anyway, how did it change my business? Well, initially, my bigger goal down the road is when I work with new clients coming in. You know, there's such thing as you come in, you have a consultation, I get to know my client. Well, my consultation is going to actually be wrapped around my clients having a reading.
That's great.
So I can actually get an understanding of what their chakras are, what chakras need attention, and then also help them to understand, like, you know, how their date of birth, their name, everything's about energy.
Yeah.
And what their life path is, what their achievement is that they're here to do, and how this all plays a role to their health. You know, because I'm sure they'll be looking at me like, well, how does this all have to do with anything?
It's such a beautiful value.
And it has a lot to do with everything.
Amazing. Yeah.
Because when you get an understanding to what your life path is and what your achievement is, and the factor is that, yeah, you may very well be here on this earth because, you know, you have weight to release, you know, and the process of understanding what that weight is, you know, and what's it connected to. So using my cards when I first meet my clients and sitting with them and saying, okay, during the discovery session, it's not going to be about you filling out a bunch of questions. It's going to be about me giving you a card reading and me discovering who you are on a much deeper level and letting you know which chakras need attention and how this is going to intertwine between your personal training sessions. So how many days a week you might need to exercise, whether you're exercising with me or doing it on your own and
so
combining.
Valuable. Yeah, so
and
valuable.
then also coming in once a week for a Reiki treatment, so you can align your chakras and really go into that inner space of releasing the stress that we all carry.
That's great.
So that's how my cards are gonna.
Yeah, I mean, it's really like just paying it forward and forward and forward,
Yes,
like with the help that you give people. That's great.
Yes, yes.
I love that.
Yes. So I'd like for you to give the viewers and audience one tip that they can take home with them today in reference to either like getting their thought process going on designing their own cards. Like, give them a tip.
So
wasn't in the script, huh?
Okay, so if you're so whatever business, an author, a trainer, a speaker, a consultant of some kind, what is the thing that you say to your clients all the time? What is the thing that is so valuable that you want to remind them of? Start to just like say, what would be the smallest little piece of information that would change something for them? And then, go from there, like expand out on that. It's basically, it's just repurposing what you're already saying.
Exactly.
That's it.
Exactly, yeah. And, the take home that I would like to give for the viewers regarding cards, as, someone who designed their own cards that, for their own business, not just generally readings, but also for what I do for my business, is these cards particularly give you so much insight in regards to what chakra you need to focus in on. And one of the things that I like to bring to people's attention is that we all need to focus in on our chakras.
Yeah.
Whether we know what they are or not,
right. They're still there.
They're within our bodies, and they're aligned to they're aligned to a certain part of our body and a certain organ of our body. And if that chakra is blocked, it creates a lot of physical discomfort in the body. So having your own deck of cards like mine will actually be able to give you the insight of knowing, like, okay, I'm just going to shuffle a card and just pull a card randomly and say, oh, again?
No.
The red.
Well,
so we really need to focus on the root chakra today, and this was our card earlier. It's
it
really
is our root chakra today, everyone.
Yes. So theoretically, you pull a card out, and it's the red card. We're not even going to look at the affirmation or the number right now. We're just going to look at the red and say, okay, today's a day that I have to ground myself. So what can I do to ground myself? And work into your day different things so you can ground yourself. And those things, and again, grabbing the pen and paper, just in case you don't know this yet, getting outside into nature, that's the most important way to grounding. Go hug a tree if you're not worried about what the neighbors are thinking about you. Go stick your feet in the grass. If you're at home and you have wood floors, walk around barefooted. Take your hands and shove them under water. Get in the shower and let the water hit the top of your crown. These are all different ways that you can ground yourself, so this way here you can get focused, because when we are grounded, we make better decisions. And that's the key to using cards. And if you don't want to use the chakra for the day and you want to use the affirmation, again, this is the same one from our card reading, karma completion. So recognizing in your day, what have you completed? What have you actually transformed from? Or tapping into the number. So there's so many different ways you can use the cards.
So good.
And they're a lot of fun. Yeah. And Rosie can help you design your own cards as well. So with that being said, Rosie, give your information one more time.
Okay, so if you want to find out more information about the cards, it's queenofcarddecks.com. Yes, I did designate myself the queen.
There you go, and you're allowed to. You're allowed
to.
You're allowed to. We're going to take a quick commercial break, and when we come back, we're just going to give conclusion of the day. We'll be right back.
Experience Feng Shui interior design for your home or office. Good Chi Feng Shui LLC can transform your home or workspace, no matter how large or small, into a harmonious, rejuvenated environment. Good Chi Feng Shui LLC. Call or email to schedule an appointment for a consultation today.
Hello and welcome back to Joanne's Healing Within. If you're just tuning in, share, like, and comment, but you'll have to come back and watch the YouTube. Anyway, I'd like to remind you that I'm always looking for new guests to appear on my show. So if you are a healer or someone looking to start your healing journey, feel free to send your bio and story to healingwithin76@gmail.com. And for anybody who's interested in receiving a personal training session, Reiki treatment, or card reading, or even nutrition coaching, feel free to send me a text, 646-236-9155. And I also invite you to join us on September 21st for our Psychic Healer and Wellness Fair from 1 to 6 p.m. at Holistic Fitness. And we have other amazing events going on. Feel free to check out my website. Too long to even go through. I'll post it in the notes. But with that being said, thank you so much for joining me today and joining Rosie. We had a great day and we look forward to connecting with you next week. Blessings to all.